What is going on, everybody? My name is Corey, and welcome back to another episode of the Manic Minds podcast. Today, chilling with the boys, Brandon and Sean,
Dick Swells.
aka Dick Swells. uh, so, scrolling through Facebook the other day, I came across this awesome stat. 90% of people like to start their weekend off with a good time. The other 10% just haven't listened to our content yet. Make sure you're part of that 90%. Keep an eye out for new Manic Minds content every single Friday. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Listening is just the best. It's just, whoa, messed that up. Listening is just a way to show your support, but it's always the best way to jumpstart your weekend. Make sure you're checking us out every Friday with new episodes. Let's start this episode. Um, and before we pop off, we've been talking for a little while, obviously. We started doing movie reviews and putting scores to them and putting our thoughts to them. Obviously, our base kind of concept on here when we just talk is talking movies and quoting movies. It's what everybody does. It's like second nature to everybody, right? So we started something, the Manic Minds media review, that we are going to start putting our scores to them, our opinions to them, and putting them up so everybody can take a look at those as well. I did one the other day. It's on a movie called With Honors. Really cool movie I never saw. I'm a huge Joe Pesci fan. He plays a homeless dude who kind of holds some a college kid, Brendan Fraser. He holds his thesis paper for ransom in exchange for like food and a blanket and a place to sleep. And then he ends up, getting to know him and ends up being like a tear jerker, kind of pulling on your heartstrings a little bit towards the end. But it was a really, really awesome movie, and I'm glad I watched it. Put my score up there. I think I gave it like an 89.
Mhm.
It's definitely going to be one of the higher ones for sure. It was a really good movie.
Hmm.
But that's what we're doing. Make sure you're checking those out and let us know, if on that content, if you like the content that we're talking about, let us know. Let us know your opinion on the movie if you've seen it. But
Right.
that's sorry, go ahead, Dick Wells.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I've never seen the movie myself, and I'm a Joe Pesci fan just because of the Home Alone series, right? Like Marv get or who is it? It's Marv, right? Like he gets his dome piece lit on fire at the
Harry.
staircase. Harry.
Oh
Yeah, Joe Pesci's
yeah,
Harry.
yeah. Marv's
Marv is
the other guy. Yeah.
Marv's the one who gets electrocuted and shit.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So okay. My bad. My bad. I'm stupid. Um, but when it comes down, like I'm a like Goodfellas, right? Like
Oh, I love one of my favorite movies.
he's in there and he's a badass, right? Like no no craps given, right? Like
Like his stature's not intimidating, but that attitude.
but he does some stuff, right? And that's gonna be one of the movies that like I don't care who reviews it out of all of us, but like one of us we need to eventually, right? Because it's got the late um Ray
Ray
Liotta
Liotta.
in it, right?
Yep.
Um and it like
Robert De Niro.
right, like I've I'm a huge mafia connoisseur. Like I love learning about that stuff, and like especially what like Al Capone did for during World War II. Like he helped supply the troops with the Thompson machine gun, or they were actually Tommy guns, right? Just without the drum. They just had the stick magazine that became the Thompson machine gun, and the Allied troops we used them to help defeat the axis of evil, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's cool because I like Al Capone too. I like the story behind him. And
yeah.
there's a trip or like a tour you can take of in Chicago,
Mhm.
where he lived and where he stayed and where he ran around at. You like on a bus and you just get out at different stops. I think that'd be pretty cool to do.
That would be amazing.
Scarface tour.
Like, and now that you bring it up, so like I'm gonna be taking a trip this weekend just to get away and separate myself from society, right? Like, and the goal is really just to not deal with society. Right? Like, yeah,
Kind of always the goal in my book.
right? No, like, hey, and sometimes, like, for me, that's legitimately what I need. Like, I don't talk to anybody outside of whoever the hell I want to talk to, and we, you know, I do my thing, right? Especially like this past year. Like, I think everybody should probably do something like that, but that's just me. And that's where I like I drive through Chicago constantly.
I love
If
Chicago.
right, like if I Chicago traffic sucks, right? But and I've I've met individuals that are like in being like in my job and they're like, yo, South Side of Chicago is like not a place you want to be. But everything kind of comes back to fucking Al Capone. Like, because
Yeah.
he legitimately like he ruled that strip. Same thing with Ford, back in the day. Like, that motherfucker, I hate him because he insta in I don't know how to fucking
Here we
even
go. Brandon's thinking of big
right. Like,
words.
hey, now I'm thinking about big words, right? Institutionalized.
There you go.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. He came up with the 40-hour work week with I hate him
What a
for
son of a bitch.
what yeah. Couldn't have just let people on salary and be like, hey, cool. Hey, you did your job, bust out of here. Do your thing, right? Henry Ford. Yeah, I'm glad he's dead.
Wow.
Even though I drive a Ford, actually, both of my vehicles are Fords.
Wow.
Right. Um,
Sounds like
so
a
like,
hypocrite to me.
No,
nah,
but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. You like to kind of get away from the world every now and again. That's what I do when I go on vacation. I put my phone down. There's time I could leave my phone home, go on vacation, not think about it once, aside from maybe GPS.
No, yeah.
And like I don't go, I don't take a bunch of pictures and post them on social media. I don't. I just live in the moment. I let my eyes capture everything.
You have to. If not, then, and I'm a big believer in like people.
I'm not saying don't listen to this content while you're on vacation. I'm saying absolutely
Hey, yeah,
listen to this content while you're on vacation.
yeah. Hey, fill your ears, with in the asylum, but
What are you talking about?
right, like, not like again, like comes down to it, like I I don't take pictures. Like, I hardly take pictures. I only take pictures of what I feel are special moments to me. Like, I have pictures on my phone of my, especially my last deployment. Like, it's me and my buddies, and that is it. And obviously, you'll never see those pictures, but outside of us. But when it comes down to that, like, that is for me to remember the good times and possibly the bad times, right? Like, and I don't need to take pictures of good times and whatever. Like I'm in it for the moment, just like what you said. I try to or I try to live in the moment. I if I'm on vacation and I'm hanging out with my friends and family and stuff, like outside of like, stuff that needs to get done or whatever, like, hey, cool, I needed to call you, type stuff, right? Then, you got to do what you got to do. But outside of that, like my phone is down, I'm in
Yeah,
it.
and it's all up here. It's all in your
Yeah.
head. It's all in your actual memories.
Yeah. And that's just, you know, something I think I took for granted for the longest time because that's what I thought, people wanted to see. And because, you know, coming up, 17, 18, 19, whatever, until my 29s, I'm like, people need to see what I'm doing. But then again, like, then I cared you know, what people were, looking at.
That's your first mistake.
Exactly. And now I don't really, and like, now I don't care. This is what I care about. And then me having my free time, right? Outside of the cell phone, stuff like that. Like that is my free time. I'm in it. I don't care if I'm watching movies all day, every day, like with my individual, like that is what, like if that's what it is, that is what it is.
That's also kind of why I don't go on as many vacations as I probably should. Because I don't like to go on vacation and then schedule itineraries and things to do every 45 minutes. And hey, we got to
Mhm.
get ready and go do this, even though we just got back. We're like, I just want to go. I work as much as I possibly can while I'm not on vacation.
To
I
do
go
that.
on vacation to relax. Like I
Yeah.
could
Lose the
literally,
structure.
I could go down to Myrtle Beach, which I haven't been in a few years now, and I could sit on the balcony every single day. Never actually even touch the beach, but just
Mhm.
going out there, sitting on the balcony the of the I don't even know what they're called, the condos or whatever, the
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah.
Just sitting out there and just enjoying the view.
That's, I think that is for me, and living the life that I have lived so far, and it's been short but slightly long with my back pain. But
I know how you feel.
right, like that is stuff that I want to do, and I never got to do. Like I did in a way, but it always felt like I needed to do something because growing up, like you and we never got to do that stuff until we were older,
Yeah, I didn't take my first vacation until I was 18.
right? Like mom and I, like mom, pop, Boo, and we went down to Myrtle Beach for that weekend. One, like we had, or I guess not we, because I was not even a part of that. Like mom and pop had some some cash, right? Like we did the Myrtle Beach stuff, but not as much as what looking outside of what everybody else was doing. And then coming into what I know now, like I've probably done a little more than the average human for that stuff. And like I've been to Garmisch, Germany, which is like an Air Force base, super high end hotel. People probably won't think that it's super high end, but I thought it was, and I loved it. Right. And we visited castles. You know, we did the pool situation, like went ice skating, and we did that. Like that's what we did, and that's what we found to be enjoyable. And that's what I think. And I still today take that for granted. But also, I enjoy more of the little things. So like this weekend coming up, because it's a long weekend for me. Like I plan on, if I don't have to work, right? Like I plan on just taking a drive, going back to Wisconsin, just chilling. Like my buddy was like, "Hey, cool. You got the house. Like I'll be out of town, you can have it. Do whatever, just don't do unsavory things." Dad, right? And I was like, "Hey, cool. I got you." And it's like it's that stuff. And I've even told my peoples that I'm like, this is really all I want is just to hang out, watch movies. I don't care if I have to drive 11 hours to do so. I'm gonna do it. And that's what brings me joy, especially now doing my thing.
So what brings you joy, Sean?
Yeah, hey, motherfucker.
Man, you're looking at it.
Kool-Aid Man t-shirts.
Kool-Aid Man t-shirt. What's up? Get the fucking ass in.
I will have you know it's a ghost. Okay. There's a Halloween Walmart special for $5. Leave me alone.
Can't beat
Hell yeah.
that. No, man, I'm just to tie it back into like the taking photos and stuff. Like I don't know if you both are on my Facebook. I never post anything. I don't share anything that I'm doing. But I take pictures. I do I do some photography, some video stuff in my free time, but it's more or less for me. I'm not trying to get anybody to see what I'm doing. I don't. You
In
can
other
see
words,
I don't live an interesting life.
in other words, Sean don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Zero.
Same.
Well,
like
the fact that I had to say that means that I give at least one.
not like there's some level of care there because you're taking a picture for a reason, right? And it might not be for anybody else, but just for us. And
Yeah.
that's why I take pictures for me. One, so I can remember, because I have the memory of a goldfish. And two, like I can look back on those memories and I'm like, okay, I don't care if it's like one of the darkest times I've been in. Like I'm getting like we're just getting ass pounded, right?
Okay.
Yeah, right. Like from
Usual
like,
Tuesday for you, huh?
either, rain, snow, sleet. Like it's just been a terrible day with work and stuff like that. But like just the memories that come a part of it, and who your friends are and the people that you can rely on when you go through some shit. And like even now, right? What?
I didn't mean to laugh. I saw Sean's face.
And like all of us have gone through some sort of traumatic experience for whatever reason. Everybody has their own perception on traumatic, and which is fine. But like you find out who is your closest friends, your family, and people that are like, they don't even have to be friends or family, but people that are going to be there for you to do like such. It could be just a conversation. Be like, hey,
I was
man.
gonna say it doesn't even have to be anything big, just something small. Like, hey, I got a
Yeah.
flat on the way to work. Can you help me fix it? You'll figure out who really wants to be there.
You call 3 people, right? Be like, hey, I got a flat on the way to work. I'm like, can you help me?
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey,
Sorry, I just got 7 flats too myself.
right? Hey, I got a you know 5-wheel vehicle. I got 7 flats. Like,
Yeah.
not happening. Can't do it. Right? Like, and that's how you like. And I'm not saying go out of your way to just make up some shit on what your problems are, but just
I got to get home, let my goldfish out, take them for a walk.
right, like
Okay, side note, there is a thing someone invented to take your goldfish on a walk.
yeah.
You take the whole bowl with you and pull along.
And literally, like, I know Sean and Bub, like, obviously, we've had some heavy ass conversations, especially like for me. But, it's one of we might not be physically there, but I know I
Oh,
could.
I'm physically heavy.
Oh, oh. Oh, yeah. Me too. Me too.
I didn't want to throw my hat in that ring, but
Yeah.
Oh god.
But it's just really like I'm a big I'm a big believer. Like, there's a difference between, I guess, friends and really friends. Like, you can call somebody your friend, but are they really going to help you? Right. And then you got your friends that are be like, okay, cool. Give me your location. I'll be there.
I need help
Right.
hiding this body. You got a shovel?
Right. Like, I don't, and this is me. I'm dark and twisted. Exactly. Like, when it comes to be like, hey, cool. I have to, you know, you can't ask and so, there is I can't remember what movie it is or show or whatever, but they summarized it perfectly, especially for our relationship. Be like, hey, we're about to do something dangerous. You can't ask me what it is, where we're going, or what we're doing. You just have to be in it. All right, whose vehicle are we taking? Like, that's me, and that's probably one of my faults because I'll fucking be there, right? Like, all right, like, I'll show up with a pig mask, and we're in it. Dick Swells is in it, right? Just I'll remove it. Like, I ain't reporting that day. We're we're doing our thing.
Oh, speaking of movies, we're jumping off this heavy topic.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's jump to we're jumping to comedy movies. We did the horror tier list. We always talk movies. We're talking more movies.
Okay.
Let's talk comedy movies, though. And you did mention one of them that was on the list. But
Home Alone.
so what?
Home Alone.
Yes, you did. It's literally the third one.
Okay.
So I just want to know because comedies,
Mm-hmm.
what's the word I'm looking for? Not everybody thinks comedy is the same.
It's subjective.
Yes.
Yep.
Comedy is subjective.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a list of 90s comedies, which
I was 4 years old.
no.
I was.
Well, at one point, yes.
And then 6 when I got out of it, so I don't remember that shit.
So we're just gonna go through this list here, and I'm gonna see which movies you guys have seen. We'll talk about them. Which ones you haven't seen.
Okay.
And actually, looking at this list, there's a bunch that I'm gonna go like watch and put my rating to, and they have a score here as well. I want to on some of the movies we've all seen. I want to see if you think their score is appropriate.
Okay.
The first one that pops out, number 2, Groundhog Day. I've talked about it. I've seen pieces of this movie, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Yeah, man.
It's been a hot minute since I've actually seen that one.
It's a Bill
But
Murray
I
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never seen it myself.
It's a Bill Murray movie. Obviously, Groundhog Day, something that repeats itself. He lives a bunch of days and does something with it. I don't know. And it says, and the day keeps repeating until he gets it right.
Mhm.
So apparently he's got to do something.
Every day he wakes up is the same day over and over again. He can change it, but basically, I don't know
So
if
my life.
Oh, he's a weatherman too.
you.
Oh damn, Dick Swell.
And a complete asshole, so that works too. Now.
Hey, Bill Murray is a weatherman in Groundhog Day.
They gave it a 72, so it's got to be pretty good. Like I said,
75.
I've heard people talk about this movie over and over, but
Okay.
they never really tell you anything about it. They just say it's a day that he has to keep repeating.
It seems like it's kind of a trope. Like I don't know if you saw like I don't mean to go back to freaking horror movies because that's all I ever do, but like the Happy Death Day movie came out a few years ago.
I've seen. I haven't seen it, but I've seen.
It's
the,
basically a
previews.
slasher movie version of Groundhog Day because it's the same thing. Day keeps repeating, and
Oh,
she's got to
really?
change stuff to get it right and survive.
Oh, nice. Next one, Home Alone. Obviously, everybody's got to at least love the first one.
I love
When
the
they-
first two.
I was gonna say when they go to New York, it's not as good, but it's still pretty good.
It
Tim
has
Curry.
one of my favorite moments in that movie.
Tim Curry made that
The electrocution part.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
That was such a meme for me. I love it. I have to just search that clip up every now and then. Just
me too,
for
and
a
it's
while.
me too, because like when you're feeling all like a sort of way, right? And like it's been a while,
Oh my
right?
God.
And you're like, like Marv pops in, electrocuted when like yeah, yeah, you were in it, like, and they just keep
Oh,
doing
man.
the thing while another thing is happening. You're like, ah!
So I'm going to ask a stupid question. How I can see how in the first one you forget. You have your kid count your other kids on
Yeah.
vacation, just little head counts. The neighborhood kid was there. How do you forget him? And then how do you forget him again?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the second one they put him up in the attic. So, and they woke up late because they unplugged. I think they unplugged the alarm clocks.
There was a power outage.
Oh, that was it. Then that was it.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, but
first one, isn't it?
they're doing the head count, right? And they still take off.
Well, that's
there was
because
a neighborhood kid that was there that
Yeah.
they mistook for Kevin.
so
They
that
almost
one
all
makes
back
sense.
them.
Right? Like, but still, you're like, all right, cool. Hey, we got Brian, we got Brandon, we got Corey, we got Sean, we got Kevin.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Brandon the entire way to the airport though.
Right.
Like what?
The
See,
the
that actually
literal
kind of worries me too because like, what if they would have took that kid on vacation, not realize?
right, like the literal kid that talks shit to everybody is not there. But
Yeah.
the neighborhood kid that's just like, cool, I'm in it for the ride. Like, cool, give me my peanut butter and crackers. Like, we're here. Like, you should remember who is there and talking. Like, hold up, we forgot Kevin.
I mean, to be fair, though, they acknowledge that these people are terrible parents. So,
Yeah. As long as they all know.
Right? You got a lot of
so
money.
they not excusing it, but they know that we know that these guys are shitty parents.
Yeah.
That's great. The Metascore on here is only a 63, which is weird.
Man,
Huh. Well,
But this one pisses me off too.
hold on. I gotta pee.
Oh my God.
I know.
You're just gonna stop the whole thing.
Y'all do you.
So this next one, it makes me real mad. It's one of my favorite duos, maybe possibly trios. I don't remember if there's a third one or not. That oh, that is higher than I thought. Sorry, I got another list on another screen. But Grumpy Old Men. I don't know if you've seen it.
okay, yeah.
Not many people have, and I love these movies.
I think I only saw the original one.
The first one was really good. The second one, you can tell it was kind of pushing it, but it was still like the same concept.
They figured they can get a little extra milk for a little more cash.
Exactly. And with the old man dying, there's obviously spoiler alert, but it came out in 1993.
Year before I was born. Woo!
Say I would have been one, but it is a good movie. At least it's still a movie that I quote to this day, and they gave it a 53. It's just that
I feel like whoever was ranking this is probably a much younger crowd.
Or Dick Swell's reporting back, but
so yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like comedy's subjective. Not everybody's gonna like it, and obviously the people who score these are just obviously other people might not have liked it. The movie I'm talking about, Brandon, is Grumpy Old Men.
oh,
Yeah, exactly. It's
I was
one of
just
my.
talking about that the other day.
It's a. I just told Sean it's a movie that I will still quote to this day, and they gave it a 53.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. Name. We still on like us. I know us three, and because of Pop, right? Like Timmy is okay. So Timmy is one of them that does it too. Like we will still quote to this day. Like
It's
have you
cold out here. Here's some matches. Light yourself on fire.
Yeah. I literally said that last week. Right? Like be like, oh, that's my tuna on rye. Are you gonna eat that? You want or no, he's like, you want half?
Yeah.
Right. Like, oh like I've been to Hawaii. Oh yeah, what island? Come on, I wanna lay you. Like, like
Yeah,
that old guy had some game, right? Like
I'm a
I could
doctor.
I'm a doctor.
I know I have to watch that one again, man. I haven't seen that one close to 15 years.
Dude,
I
it's
love
been
it.
years. I think oh shit. It makes me miss just chilling and watching and just watching that motherfucker. It actually makes me I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sentimental and whatever, but like it makes me miss Pop because like he'll fucking and Timmy and them like because they'll fucking quote that shit on the fucking reg. And I'm
Oh, well,
like,
don't, first of all, don't ever say that again.
what
On the rig.
on the reg? Yeah.
So before we go any farther in the list, I mean, we don't even need the list really. You can't talk about comedy without talking about some of the greats, right? Who, and I've heard multiple different opinions on all of these. Adam Sandler,
Hmm.
uh, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, just like some of the greatest people. But again, comedy is subjective, so you have to feel people out before you start just
Based off of
right
what
up
you,
saying,
yeah.
Robin Williams. Obviously, he's the greatest comedian. To me, I would watch every one of his movies anytime an interview done by him. It doesn't matter. I'll watch Mrs. Doubtfire 75 times in a row.
Hello. Yeah.
It was a drive-by fruiting.
Yeah, his interview on Inside the Actor Studio, like they're trying to interview him and trying to ask him questions. He turns the damn thing into a stand-up routine for half of it. Like he hijacks the whole show.
That's what he does. Like in Mrs. Doubtfire, when he's talking to that temp agency lady,
Oh,
where she's like, "You do anything else?" He's like, "I do an impression of a hot dog." I feel like every interview I've ever seen went exactly that way,
Mhm.
to where he literally just tried to make other people feel better about themselves.
And that's okay. So this is gonna get kind of dark in a way, and that's what most. So that is unfortunately what most comedians do because they have a dark side to themselves. And I was I was like, I didn't cry, I didn't shed a tear or whatever, but like I was like, damn, like he's gone, like because he's part, like he was legitimately part of our childhood, right? Aladdin, Mrs. Doubtfire, like he was in what's that the Vietnam
Good Morning
movie? I can't.
Vietnam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good
And he's like,
morning,
"Hello,
Vietnam.
Vietnam!" Like I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I remember having
And
that. I had that on VHS tape somewhere in my storage
yeah,
unit.
he was so much part of our childhood, even though like I could probably only remember a select few of his movies for whatever. And then RV with the rolling
Oh
turd,
yeah.
right? Like like that was his thing. And then he had a more of a um dramatic role in his, I can't remember what the movie was called, but um his son passed away. He
Or
was
World's
like,
Greatest Dad or something like that.
yeah. And he like wrote a book about it and shit like that.
Well, he
Like,
also had like a
he's making up stuff that
Yeah.
that his son said or whatever.
And I still remember the old, Robin Williams stuff. And also I watched a live video and I see it all the time. Because he's done like Iraq tours, our Afghanistan tours and stuff like that. Like, and they played Reveille when the flag goes down, or sorry, Retreat when the flag goes down. And he was like, and he was doing he was doing his special or whatever, he's just doing his routine. And he's like, I've never had a crowd in my life just point and just stand up in that direction. And it's like, all right, the enemy is coming from over there. And he's like, I didn't know what to do. So, oh, like it was so fucking,
And no one warned him, so he just
yeah,
like how the hell did they just lose a crowd like that?
yeah. Like they just switch off and just face the other direction. Like everybody is coming from that way. I'm like, I could understand for sure. And I, so like when I found out that he passed away, it felt like part of my childhood was going away because I knew none of his movies were coming back. And that's what really, really sucked. Because I remembered Aladdin, Mrs. Doubtfire, Hello Vietnam, like that stuff. And I fucking miss that stuff.
so
He
what do
was
what do you
probably the first like celebrity death that I actually did cry about. Like when I heard about that broke me that night. I'm like, Jesus.
yeah,
Like his
I didn't cry about it, but like it's like damn, like that sucks that
right.
he
If
really
he
is not
can
coming
go
back.
like that, then
Yeah. And you
So
like, oh, Bub, go ahead. My bad.
we
No, do you?
we we all know that Robin Williams is one of the greats, regardless of what you think about him. If you don't like him, your opinion sucks. He's great. What do you guys think about? Because literally heard both sides of the fence for Adam Sandler.
Oh,
I'm definitely on the fence about him. Like some of his stuff was really good, like back in the late '90s, early 2000s, like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. Like yeah, you can make the argument that they're stupid movies, but he was having fun, and you knew he was having fun. Little Nicky, still probably my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
I just talked about it yesterday.
But like his Netflix movies that he's still coming out with.
He's
Like
got some terrible ones,
yeah,
I
it's
but he's also got some good ones though.
I think he should be producer
mhm.
more than he's on, and that sounds like I'm being a dick, but it's like how like you guys are crazy sports people, but when a football player plays past,
It's prime.
you can tell like okay, it's time to be done. You're past it by a year or two. I think he would be a better producer, maybe even a writer, but let other people get in on it. I get it's your life and that's what you've done, and that's what you still want to do. But I think you could be more. I don't want to say more successful because he's Adam
He's
done
Sandler,
that with
and I'm
got one of
recording
the
from a
top
basement.
contracts in Netflix.
Yeah,
So,
like, and I'm recording from a basement,
yeah,
but
I'm in my attic sweating my ass off.
Yeah.
Right, my
But
heat's
what
not.
I'm saying is, more people are gonna watch your stuff, and it sounds mean if you're not in it,
Mhm.
just because of some of the stuff he's put out on Netflix. I feel like Netflix rushes a lot of their stuff. They
Yeah.
don't care what it looks like as long as this person's in it. They'll put it out anyway.
Yeah,
But
I
I,
think
I, I love Adam Sandler. I
yeah,
think
like
he's a
I'm,
great.
I'm, I'm, I'm the same way. Like, so when it comes to like, and Adam Sandler's he's been a part of my childhood, literally since Robin Williams. Like they, well, no, like because I've only known really those two for the most part, the most part, and we got Little Nicky, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore,
Billy
and
Madison's a 16, by the way.
what 16?
A 16. I get not a lot of people like that kind of comedy, but
And yeah, like I can deal with that because I'm like it is a stupid movie, but
It's a
they
stupid
all
movie.
have
But it's
fun with it.
fucking
Like it's not.
funny. He was younger, right? And I understand his premise behind it, like what he does, because he has Happy Madison Productions, right? Like that is his production company. So he hires his friends to come in his movies, so like Grown Ups 2, and they will never make another movie or another two movies with those same individuals. I am a firm believer in whatever, but I think Kevin James, like if Chris Farley was still here, Kevin James wouldn't be around
He was basically the,
in
the
his
the the
movies.
fun fat friend replacement.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I see.
yeah,
I see what you're saying.
yeah. And again, so okay, Chris Farley, we grew up with that motherfucker for majority of our childhood. What was it? Billy Madison? He was the bus driver that was just
Oh, he
losing
was,
his
yeah.
shit, right? Like,
Good, great.
No
great,
yelling on the
wonderful.
bus.
No
yeah,
killing on the.
yeah. Like I mean, obviously we have, you know, Black Sheep, um,
Tommy
what?
Boy.
Boys. Tommy
Yeah,
Boys the
Tommy
next
Boy,
one.
Tommy Boy. Oh my, what is it? American Ninja. I might be
Beverly
putting out
Hills Ninja.
Beverly
Beverly
Hills Ninja. There you go, there you go. And oh my God,
See how Sean was
right?
with Adam Sandler, how he's kind of on the fence, is how I was or am with Chris Farley. Obviously, I know he does well. He can be funny,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's just or he could be funny, but it's just like the only movie I ever hear about is Tommy Boy.
You do have to understand, and this is what like and me being, I like movies and film and stuff, and I've done research. People are like, people get separated on whether or not they're funny based off of themselves or the script that gets written for them. And then they get funny because obviously it's repetition, right? But
Yeah,
like, and that's, you can tell, like, we like as peasants we can tell whether or not, and whatever, but we can legitimately tell, and I'm sure you two have seen it, be like, that motherfucker is funnier on stage as a comedy special than he is in a movie because some other producer is writing that shit for him, or some other writer is writing it for him. Like Chris Rock is funnier on stage for me than he is in some
in a
movies.
movie. Yeah, yeah, I get it. It's just
he has his
his
moments in movies,
style.
but he definitely, yeah, I agree.
Longest
He definitely
longest
deserves-
yard, probably top tier for Chris Rock movie, right?
Yeah.
Like be like
But yeah, just
OJ
Chris.
cut his wife's head off and he still got some ass. Still fucking top tier. Like, it's in there.
I want to believe that that was ad lib, that he just like came up with that on the fly and
Yeah.
they just kept it in the movie.
No,
Still
but Farley just had a style about him where he's like, you know, I don't know, it's just kind of wild to me. He was kind of like a wild boy.
He was very slapstick, very physical humor. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I might feel the same way as you if he would have stuck around, if he would have stuck around longer.
Yeah.
But his career was cut so short. All we have is those movies,
Those
Yeah.
couple,
SNL skits, and
isn't SNL supposed to be like ad libbed and like kind of on the fly?
there's
Like
they have writers.
they give you a
there's a little bit
premise,
of that. But there are writers for that.
right? Like they give you a premise, the writers give you a premise, and then you kind of fucking roll with it.
Well, no, sometimes they write jokes and stuff. Like it's not
Um,
all ad libbed.
Okay, because I've seen like whether it be Will Ferrell, right? Chris Farley. There is
Adam Sandler got some good ones on there.
Adam Sandler's got some good ones.
Yeah, I'm not a huge SNL fan. I never really could get
I
into
don't
it.
watch it.
I watched the collection, like the best of
Same.
this person, best of
I
whatever.
watched due to the comedians on there and seeing what the comedians have done throughout their career. And some of their best work is like on SNL. I can't I can't remember his name, but y'all might. His dad was killed he was a firefighter in 9/11 and he was killed.
Pete
Davidson.
Yes.
There it is. Like, respect, fucking ape. But that motherfucker is funny as shit when it comes to SNL. I haven't seen him anything outside of. He had a couple of movies, one with Bill Burr about his dad, and like his stepdad was Bill Burr, and he would just like torment the fuck out of him. I haven't watched it.
I thought that was like a TV show.
It could have been. I don't know if it was a movie.
It's like The King of Staten Island or something like that.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
It might be a movie. I'm not entirely sure.
I've never watched that. I'm not.
Yeah, me neither.
Let's jump to the 2000s.
All right.
First one. This is a ranked one, so I don't know how they're ranking them. They don't say. First one, Step Brothers. Obviously, you know how I feel about Step Brothers.
Fucking love it.
I'm not a huge fan of it. However, they do have the best cover in history. How it's just them in like the old Sears like photo. They're all in like they're both in like a vest.
I can't get enough of Step Brothers. I watch it still to this day.
See,
they have there was
parts.
SNL callbacks in that movie.
Yeah, so like it brought for me, right? Like this is I guess not or a half series, right? Because I wasn't 40 years old when I moved out of my mom's house, right? Like, but like I still like the same shit that they do, and like I know I've asked you, I'm like, hey, cool. So if I get out, like, could I get a job? Like, what's up? Like, I know I know like you were working on mom's stairs, and I'm like, all right, cool. So what you doing? Like pretending like I'm fucking helping. And I'm like, all right, so how much is somebody that starts off? Like just some fucking random shit. That is me. I still eat mac and cheese. I'll still jerk off to Jane Fonda when she's working out on TV. I don't give a fuck.
I've
Still
never
watch
done
Shark
that. I'll
Week.
say that much.
Yeah, like Shark Week. I'm still about it. If I put a hole in the fucking wall, I have to fix it. I get locked out of my safe, like shit like that. The remote's going in there. I have lost. I don't even know where it's at. I think I have to buy another one. My remote is gone. That was what I was
Hate
doing
you.
from. Yeah, that was what I was doing from 11 till 1:30, looking for my fucking TV remote. I cleaned my house in the meantime because I had to move my couch anyways because I was looking for my remote.
Check the fridge.
How did it
So-
end up in the stove?
I found my remote in the fridge in the drawer.
What the?
I have 2 kids, but yeah,
Blame it on them. That's all
I-
you do.
it
that's
was
not
them.
even. That's not even like a. That's a surprise that the kids would even do that because I wouldn't even picture them doing that, right? But like, I would picture us doing that, right? We're like, oh, Dominic, did you put the sorry for whatever. It's in there now. Like, hey, Dom, you put the fucking remote in the goddamn fridge again. Yeah. Sorry.
That's pretty much what it is. How am I supposed to know?
Yeah.
Why is there a
No
couch
wonder why I
behind me?
couldn't change the channel.
Now, just scrolling through this list, 2000's got some bangers. Let me read some off for you.
Hmm.
Number 4, The Hangover.
Oh, okay.
Number 5, Dodgeball. Dodgeball. First of all, if you're watching that movie and don't think that was the best the best Ben Stiller movie ever,
I love that. I love that he was married to her, and she just gets to beat the shit out of him. In that movie.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. I still fucking say that to this day.
That was the best role. Vince Vaughn just kind of played himself.
Yeah.
But that was the best role that could have ever happened.
Yeah, I don't. I like. I say, I'm not a huge Ben Stiller fan. Like, I like him in some things, but he's kind of hit and miss for me. But that, like, Dodgeball was peak.
And then he gets done, and then he's just all fat and shit. Like,
I won that Dodgeball tournament.
yeah,
Chuck Norris.
Just eating his chicken wing. I'm like, dude, I'd be eating that chicken wing too.
All right, number 7, you got Shrek. I don't care how old I get, I will always watch the first Shrek.
I watched
Shrek
the first
is
2,
funny.
especially.
I will not.
I saw those in theaters when they came out. So
I loved Shrek.
Boo ruined it for me.
What? Oh, because that weird baby.
Yeah, because the weird baby is Boo, and she watched it all the time.
Oh,
Yeah. And the only one I can't remember if it's the first one or the second one, but the only part that I like, and I still quote to this day, and I did today by myself, talking to myself, be like, do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man?
The first
Muffin
one.
Man!
Yes, I know the Muffin Man.
Yeah.
Who lives on
Muffin
Drury
Man.
Lane?
Yeah.
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man!
married to the Muffin Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Verse 1.
yeah. I'll tell you. Is that not the gumdrop buns?
Tell me
Dude,
what
I love
you
how
eat me.
much.
I fucking
I
love it.
love how much like adult humor they just sprinkled in there.
Fucking
That's
love
why I love Shrek.
It's on my
the
Hulu
three-
rotation all the time.
3 little bears, the mom and dad are in the cage, and the baby is in a separate cage.
Cage
and
is
there's-
so small.
Yeah, the cage is too small.
I saw like a theory about something like that. They zoom in, they show the bear, obviously mom, dad, baby.
yeah,
They
yeah.
show the mama bear has a pink bow, and then when they go to Farquaad, in his room in front of the fireplace is a bearskin rug with a pink bow.
Damn. Yeah.
it's
I
great.
know.
Damn. I like when Gingy comes out and he starts dancing on his crutches and he's got like little fucking stitches.
Little frosting stitches.
Yeah, little frosting stitches on his little kneecap. I'll
Funny.
kill you.
I love that movie. At number 9, you got Wedding Crashers. Wedding
I
I
Crashers.
see that one in a
I,
while.
I love Owen Wilson, and Vince Vaughn is
Yeah.
kind of a secondary character in everything
Regardless
that he
of his
plays.
nose
Even when
situation.
he's the main
Oh,
character, he's kind of the secondary character.
He really is to me. But Owen Wilson is amazing.
He's good. Like people underrate that motherfucker. For
I completely
He's been
agree.
in some dumb stuff. I'll say that.
No, everybody has been in some dumb shit.
Yeah, that's how you
But,
start
but I
off your
mean, like,
career.
like some of his stuff has been really stupid. Like, I remember like that You, Me, and Dupree.
I loved You, Me, and Dupree.
I
Oh my
love
God.
that movie, right? Like
I like parts. That's the
he
thing.
made that
Most of the movies that
movie.
I don't like, I like parts of them. But
Okay.
it's not one that I'm ever going to go back and watch again.
See,
I
I'll go
love
back and watch it.
that.
'Cause
It's just so
You Mean
funny.
Dupree is so fucking funny. Like he's sitting there in the living room, fucking pedals elevated, and he's just training for his little bike ride, right? And the brother-in-law comes in, is like, "What are you doing on your humpy bike?" And he throws it out the door. He's like, "What are you doing?" Like, and he rides around the block. Like I think it's a block, right? But that's what it seemed like. And he just collapses off the fucking street, just dying. And he's doing sit-ups for some reason, training for a fucking bike ride. Like, makes no sense. He's like, "I will get you." He's like, "You," I can't remember what he would always call his brother-in-law. He's like, "That is that Tomness," or whatever
Yeah,
is.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like, "That is what we need." And then he was just like, then he moves in and just does this fucking thing. Fucking
So, speaking of Wilson, Luke Wilson is number 11 with
his
Old
brother.
School. Yeah, with
Oh.
Old School.
Okay.
We're going Strigan.
Came out in 2003. I always thought this movie was way older than that.
I thought it was like 2000. I thought it was like
I always thought it was in the 2000s. I knew it was kind of early in the.
My boy, Blue.
Yeah, I still say that when I have somebody that enlists, right, or they're doing something special, right? Like, "You're my boy, Blue." Nobody understands that fucking reference at all, and I'm sitting there just like, all right,
Yeah.
okay, boomer.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I work with people that were born in 2002, so I
Yeah.
can see why.
Yeah, whatever.
You got Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy at number 14.
Mm.
And these
That's the
ranks
one
are
that
all on.
I liked probably about half that movie. I don't really I'll rewatch it for certain clips.
Again,
Yeah.
it's Will Ferrell. He's off
Yeah.
hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some hit or misses, but I guess honorable mention. He's got some of the funniest fucking clips in Eastbound and Down.
Oh yeah, I think we talked about that last week.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
I mean, that made me actually have to go. I had to go look it up and start checking that shit.
I was on top of her. The heat was at a crisp 72 degrees. It's like the boy walked in and she decided, like, "No, we got to stop." I said, "Let the boy watch." Fucking cracks me the fuck up every single time.
Oh
We'll do a couple more here. Number 27, and one of my all-time favorite movies, School of Rock.
Oh shit! I just one, I just listened to one of the songs that was played on it, and the that one,
Oh,
like,
that song.
yeah. I can't fucking obviously I can't sing it
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, ain't nobody can besides him. Um,
Different song from Led Zeppelin.
yeah. And I'm like, that was so fucking.
No, I still sing. In the end
In
of
the
time.
end,
I
there
will
was
always
a
sing that
man
one.
who knew the road. It was a
And-
written, it was a writing on the stone. Yeah, it's like Aretha Franklin. Like, she's a big lady. Like, ah,
Yeah.
Nice
He was gonna
pipes,
find someone else to pay
Tamika.
his rent because apparently
yeah.
the devil didn't do it.
I fucking love School of Rock.
Yeah, like I said, one of my favorite movies ever.
And he's like on the fucking whiteboard trying to spell his name, Mr.
Neely.
Shani. Yeah, Ably.
Number 36, going back to another Jim Carrey movie, in which we might have already mentioned. Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh,
with,
damn.
with his butt
See, I
chin.
love Jim Carrey. Like,
We
even if the movie sucks, he's usually amazing in it.
we did not mention this.
We mentioned the me, you, and Dupree,
Yeah.
but we didn't mention Irene there.
Either way.
How do you not know 3 of your kids are a different skin color? You know, like melatonin is
I mean,
a
I'm
thing,
sure he noticed it. Obviously, he just his brain
right?
was.
I was
in,
gonna say the guy he was playing, it wasn't the type of guy to notice something like that though.
yeah, he was a
So
stupid
non-confrontational. He just instantly loved them. He didn't care.
yeah.
It's so
But
funny.
but the warning signs were there. There were, like, homeboy was forking down his wife and he knew it, right? Like, that was it. But he loved his babies. And then he had this fucking butt chin. I got one,
Yeah,
right?
not like
Like,
he had though.
nah, like, I get
Well, you know,
talk,
his wife has at the same
I,
time.
I get talked about my butt chin and my dimples constantly. And how I don't understand, like, I do understand, but then again, I don't, how you can be so oblivious to what's going on. And then he had a second personality, right? That just, after the wife left, everything else came out. Like, what was it? What was the Whitey reference? Y'all remember? I can't remember. Kill Whitey or something like that. I don't know why I did but whatever.
I don't
Or
know
Kill
which.
Whitey was from Black Sheep. I don't remember. Like,
No, okay. I don't remember. There was a dude, like, he was Whitey. They called him
yeah,
Whitey
there was the guy that they ran into when
at the restaurant.
personality was taken over. When he
Yeah,
went
yeah.
back to control personality, he's like, "Who the hell is?"
Yeah. And he just started helping shit out later on.
And for some reason, like he made up a story about him killing his parents.
Yeah,
And
and come to find out it really was made up. Yeah.
they were
But
just
he
on
was freaked out
vacation or
about
something,
it.
just left his ass behind.
So we can wrap this up with this last one at number 39. And I was just trying to find like a ranking for all these, and they don't have one. And number 39, they have Grandma's Boy.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
I love Grandma's Boy.
I
It's probably the most underrated. I can't remember the actor's name.
You're talking about Nick Swardson.
No, the main character.
Oh, the dude who kind of
Alan
is like
Yeah.
he's like a Mel Gibson knockoff.
Dude, like, he's in 90% of Adam Sandler's movies,
I mean,
but
it's
he doesn't have,
Is that him?
I mean, yeah.
but like, he doesn't have, he's not a main character type of guy except for Grandma's Boy.
What'd you
right?
say his name was?
Alan Covert, I
Alan
think.
Covert. It's right
yeah,
here. Yep.
yeah. And Nick Swartzen is a whole different beast, and that's going to be a whole different episode.
Yo, that's
Because
insane. I didn't realize it was the guy from all of his movies. All of
right,
Yeah, Bill
that's
Nicky, he was the roommate.
yeah.
yeah, that's
I didn't
something
realize. I never
again.
realized that
That's
was the
something
same guy.
Adam Sandler hires his fucking friends,
And that,
and he's one of them.
But I
And
also
he,
never knew it was a Happy Madison production, though.
yeah,
yeah.
it was one of the first ones.
It's good to know. It was a good one to have too.
No, right? Like,
It's like some of the ones
like
like
karate chop the monkey, like because the monkey's beating the shit out of everybody.
See, it makes more sense because the guy the guy at the end, I knew he was in all of. It just never clicked
Mhm.
that he was part of it too. That's weird. But yeah, I the more I used to hate that robotic dude. I forget his
Oh
name.
yeah, yeah.
And
Me too.
but the more I grew up, like the more like I would start quoting him, and I'd be like, all right, yeah, I can see me turning into him. Adios, turd nuggets.
Yeah, already. I don't say adios turd nuggets, but like I still catch myself saying stupid shit like that, and I'm like, all right, like I'm 30, so it's like kids now are like, did you just really say that?
fuck, I'm old.
Right? Like I don't really shake hands with anybody,
What? Okay.
right? Nah, like most of my individuals that I meet, I fucking fist bump
Hmm.
and that's it. And that's how people know, I guess, if I'm like, you did a good thing, whatever, I'll shake your fucking hand. I had somebody say that the other day, like, you've never shaken my hand before. Like, I know. Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I shake hands with those I respect.
Yeah.
Say, do with that what you will.
No,
Yeah.
I'm a handshake kind of guy, but I don't like that people like are now like accept this, floppy fish. Grab
Yeah.
my hand and squeeze my hand, like
Yeah.
because I do that. I squeeze your hand a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's how I was
Just
raised.
don't be that
But
overzealous
also
asshole trying to break your fingers.
But some people, exactly, like some people they come in way too hot and heavy, and they're like, I'm gonna fucking assert whatever. And I'm like,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
assert dominance on this, and
But
yeah.
see, if you're that other guy on the other end where
No, I understand.
you made me squeeze your fingers together,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what wouldn't happen if you actually tried to shake my hand?
yeah.
Like if you
And
actually kept your hand rigid enough for me to grab onto it and didn't
right.
pull back it's just a handshake, guys. What are we
Yeah.
doing?
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, go just fucking shake my goddamn hand. It's a commitment of fucking whatever. It could be it's a commitment of, hey, cool, I understand you're here. Let's go. The presence is there.
I acknowledge you're in my way.
Right? Like that is literally what it is now.
When I worked for a lumber yard, I won't say the name on here, but I worked for a lumber company, and I used to run the counters. And talking to customers, obviously, I went in to shake somebody's hand, and we both went in at the same like pace. Like normally, you have one that's just sitting, it's just doing nothing, just waiting. We both went in and missed each other. And he's like, trying to grab my hand. I was like, if you don't come back here, he's like, oh, whatever. I'm leaving. Screw the handshake at that point. I was like, I'm not giving up. Get over here, shake my hand. I made him walk back to me just to shake my hand.
That's customer service right there, boy. That is the real deal customer service.
Yeah, where are you gonna get yelled at from over across the room?
Right? Like, you shake my hand. Like
shake my hand or you get nothing.
Deals in this county are not done until you have shaken my hand.
Right? Like we in lumber, whatever, are not done, even though you've paid. We're not done until you shake my hand. In the great state of Ohio
requires you to shake my hand.
required to shake my hand.
No, but like that, literally that day, I was like, that's when my brain noticed, like, and nothing's as weird as you make it. Like, I could have walked away and been like all red in the face because I'm embarrassed that I missed a handshake. But no, I made him come back, shake my hand, boom, done. Went on to the next person.
Yeah.
Never thought about it again. And
Yeah.
literally, that
So
was
now apparently,
yeah, it was literally like a learning experience for me. Like, I make the situation what it is.
Yeah, and that's okay. So going, I'm glad you brought that up. Like you and your, customer service, because you deal with it on a daily basis, right?
Kinda, yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, you have to deal with customers like, hey, cool, I want this, here, here, and here, whatever, right? Like you might have, your little soldiers underneath you, right? Because you're the big boss man. You're like, fucking do that shit.
I wouldn't
And
say that, but okay.
but no, like, and it comes down to I'm, I guess, in a way, the same thing because like if like one people like when I introduce myself, I shake their hands. If it's just a solo individual, I'm a fist bumper. Right. Like I try not to make it too weird. Right. One 40-year-old parents don't really deal well with the fist bump unless it was COVID. And the same thing with mom, right?
here high five.
Yeah, like when they enlist, I'm a fucking high fiver and I'm a fist bumper. But outside of that, like,
That's one thing I never was a high fiver. Like, don't ever try to high five me. I've been that asshole, left people hanging. Like, what? There's no reason for you to need to high five me.
high five, shake my hand. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Like,
I'll high five the kids in my family, like the little ones. That's about it. Even then,
No.
though, even fist bump.
I'm a high fiver when people are doing a decent job, even though they are turds and they haven't done nearly as what I've done. So I'm like, all right, cool, you made it. But like, you made it through a PT session. You made it through a 2-mile run.
That's the star sticker. Is Brandon's high five?
Visual star.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not a runner anymore, like by any means, because I don't fucking care anymore. I'm not running from anybody. I don't need to. Like, one, I'll fuck you up before like you even get the chance. But
So I don't have to run away from you. I can just walk away from you.
dude, like exactly. Like I bet you probably can't fucking shoot 30 feet in fucking front of me. Like anyways.
we
Like,
can pretty much end it there. We've been talking for a little while.
yeah.
Brandon,
High fives are not a thing. If fist bumps are a thing, shake hands.
Sometimes.
Handshakes. Shake hands. Handshakes are a fucking commitment. You own it.
You decide.
You decide. Hey, come check
So-
out Gallipolis Army Recruiting Office. Let's go.
Brandon, where can they find you?
You can find me on the Graveyard, Facebook, and YouTube.
John?
Same place, Graveyard on YouTube and Facebook.
You can find me at Sports Beast on Facebook and YouTube as well. But also, don't forget to check out the Manic Minds podcast. Again, new episodes coming out every Friday. Make sure you're staying in tune for those. Also, got some media reviewing that we're going to be putting out as well. Don't miss any of that. Show us some love. It would be appreciated. We'll see you on the next one.